1. Do you like advertisements? Yes, I generally enjoy advertisements, especially when they're creative and well-planned. Some advertisements are not only informative but also entertaining, which makes them enjoyable to watch. However, I dislike advertisements that are repetitive or interrupt my experience too often, as they can be quite annoying. 2. What kind of advertising do you like? I particularly like advertisements that tell a meaningful story or focus on real-life situations. These ads feel more authentic and emotionally engaging, so they're easier to remember. I also appreciate advertisements that promote positive values, such as environmental protection or mental health awareness. 3. Do you often see advertisements on your phone or computer? Yes, I see advertisements almost every time I use my phone or computer. They appear on social media, websites, and video platforms, especially when I watch online content. Digital advertising has become unavoidable in modern life. 4. Do you see a lot of advertising on trains or other transport? Yes, there is a large amount of advertising on public transport such as buses, trains, and at stations. These advertisements are usually placed in areas where passengers have time to look around, so they are quite effective in attracting attention. 5. Is there an advertisement that made an impression on you when you were a child? Yes, I clearly remember a television advertisement with a catchy song and bright colors that I watched repeatedly. As a child, I used to sing along to the song without fully understanding the product. Even now, the melody still stays in my mind, which shows how powerful advertising can be. 6. Do advertisements influence your buying decisions? Yes, advertisements sometimes influence my buying decisions, especially when they clearly explain the benefits of a product. However, I usually compare reviews and prices before making a final choice instead of trusting advertisements completely. 7. Do you trust advertisements? I don't completely trust advertisements because many of them tend to exaggerate product features in order to attract customers. In reality, the actual quality of a product is sometimes different from what is shown in the advertisement. However, I am more likely to trust advertisements from reputable brands that have built a strong reputation over time, as they usually focus on long-term customer trust rather than short-term profit. 8. Do you prefer online advertisements or TV advertisements? I definitely prefer online advertisements because they are more personalized and closely related to my interests. Online ads are usually based on my browsing history, so they feel more relevant. Another reason is that I can easily skip or block them if I find them unnecessary, which makes the overall experience less annoying compared to traditional TV advertisements. 9. Are advertisements useful for companies? Yes, advertisements are extremely useful for companies because they play an important role in promoting products and increasing brand awareness. Advertising allows businesses to introduce new products, highlight their strengths, and compete effectively in the market. Without advertisements, many companies would struggle to reach a wide audience and grow their business. 10. Should children be protected from too much advertising? Yes, I strongly believe children should be protected from excessive advertising. Children are easily influenced and may not fully understand the true purpose of advertisements, which is to encourage consumption. As a result, too much exposure to advertising could lead to unhealthy consumption. 1. Do you like taking photos? Yes, I genuinely enjoy taking photos because it allows me to capture meaningful moments and preserve memories in a visual way. Whenever I look back at my photos, I can clearly remember the emotions and stories behind each moment, which makes photography very special to me. 2. Do you like taking selfies? I do take selfies from time to time, especially when I'm traveling or attending special events such as birthdays or celebrations. Taking selfies helps me record where I've been and who I was with at that moment. However, I don't take selfies too frequently because I prefer more natural and candid photos that capture real emotions instead of carefully posed pictures. 3. What kind of photos do you like taking? I particularly enjoy taking photos of scenery and everyday life because they feel more genuine and meaningful. These photos often reflect real-life stories, and emotions, and when I look back at them, they remind me of simple but precious moments. 4. Do you prefer using a phone or a camera to take photos? I prefer using my phone because it is extremely convenient and always with me. Although professional cameras can produce higher quality images, smartphones are more practical for daily use, especially when I want to take quick photos and share them instantly. 5. Do you take photos when you travel? Yes, I always take photos when I travel because I want to record the places I visit and the experiences I have. Photos help me remember my trips more clearly, and they also allow me to share my journey and stories with friends and family. 6. Do you prefer taking photos of yourself or others? I definitely prefer taking photos of other people or the surrounding environment rather than myself. I find it much more interesting to capture people's natural expressions and genuine emotions, as well as the atmosphere of a place. Photos like these feel more meaningful to me because they tell a story instead of simply focusing on appearance. 7. Do you usually edit your photos? Yes, I usually do some light editing on my photos, mainly to adjust the lighting or improve the colors. However, I try not to over-edit them because I want my photos to look realistic and reflect the original moment as closely as possible. 8. Do you share photos on social media? Yes, I occasionally share photos on social media, especially when I travel or celebrate important events. For me, sharing photos is a way to stay connected with friends and family and to share meaningful moments in my life, rather than showing off. 9. Is taking photos important to you? Yes, taking photos is quite important to me because it helps me document my life and preserve precious memories over time. When I look back at old photos, they remind me of different stages of my life and the experiences that have shaped who I am today. 10. Do you want to improve your photography skills? Yes, I would definitely like to improve my photography skills in the future. By learning basic techniques such as composition, lighting, and framing, I believe I could take more visually appealing photos and express my creativity in a more professional way. 1. Do you enjoy spending time with old people? Yes, I genuinely enjoy spending time with old people because they are usually calm, patient, and full of life experience. When I talk to them, I often feel relaxed and comfortable, and I can learn many valuable lessons from their stories and advice. 2. Have you ever worked with old people? Yes, I have had some experience working with old people, especially during community activities and volunteer programs. Although it sometimes required more patience and careful communication, I found the experience meaningful and rewarding because I could support them and learn from their wisdom at the same time. 3. Are you happy to work with people who are older than you? Yes, I am absolutely happy to work with people who are older than me because they often have strong work ethics and practical experience. Working with them helps me become more disciplined and improves my problem-solving skills, as they usually give thoughtful advice based on real situations. 4. What are the benefits of being friends with old people? One major benefit of being friends with old people is that they can offer emotional support and valuable guidance in difficult situations. In addition, spending time with them helps me develop patience and empathy, which are important qualities in both personal life and work. 5. What can young people learn from old people? Young people can learn many important life skills from old people, such as how to handle challenges, manage relationships, and stay positive during hard times. Their experiences help younger generations avoid common mistakes and make better decisions in the future. 6. Do old people like spending time with young people? Yes, I believe many old people enjoy spending time with young people because it makes them feel more energetic and connected to modern life. Young people can bring fresh ideas and positive energy, which helps older people feel less lonely and more engaged. 7. Should young people spend more time with the elderly? Yes, I strongly believe young people should spend more time with the elderly because it helps strengthen family bonds and preserve traditional values. Moreover, this interaction allows both generations to understand each other better and build mutual respect. 8. What difficulties might young people face when living with old people? One common difficulty is the difference in lifestyles and ways of thinking. Old people may prefer quiet routines, while young people often enjoy a faster pace of life. However, with patience and open communication, these differences can be managed effectively. 10. Do you think old people are respected enough in modern society? In my opinion, old people are not always respected enough in modern society, especially in fast-paced urban areas. Many people focus too much on productivity and overlook the contributions and experiences of the elderly, which is quite unfortunate.